first reported by Mary Kay Cabot, and that was confirmed by Shedeur, and he's been dealing with some shoulder soreness as well. Shrakes, what do you think about this?
I perked up. This is the Shedeur effect. I perked up. I didn't anticipate this, and now it's okay. Shedeur's going to play, and he's going to play in a preseason game, and he's going to have an opportunity to do it on a national stage. This is why Shedeur Sanders is a different kind of fifth-round pick. If you told me some other fifth-round pick playing for some other team was starting, I wouldn't even, care. Now I'm seeing Shedeur, and I'll tell you, these guys know it. And Jeff, you might have been there with me. I remember being up in Renton, Washington, watching Russell Wilson in 2012 absolutely light up training camp and then go in a preseason game against the Cowboys and be the best player on the field, being so good that he was undeniable to that coaching staff that they had to start Russ, who was a day 2 pick, over Matt Flynn and over the late Travaris Jackson because he won the job. So Shedeur, I looked to him, go and win the job. You're on national TV. Go and light it up. Throw the ball. Have fun. But I didn't buy the jersey, but I definitely perked up at the fact that he's going to be playing and he's number 1 under center, even in a preseason game.
I agree with you, Shregs. This is important. It does come with context. Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel both dealing with hamstring issues. They're not putting Joe Flacco in there, who is their projected week 1 starter. So they are down to basically saying, like, all right, Shedeur, here's your shot. And this is exactly what you need. I mean, anytime you talk about a 5th-round pick, forget about the name attached to him. He's going to have to look for these situations where maybe a couple guys are down right now and he has his chance to step up. And then if he does well, there's no looking back. That being said, he is getting this first chance. This is a chance to shine, ultimately, because those 2 guys right now who are ahead of him on the depth chart, the first depth chart, they are dealing with hamstring issues. So Shedeur Sanders getting his chance.
By the way, they have Marcus Swagoo, yes.
Oh, go ahead, Hannah.
I was going to say that they actually...
There's a real move.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Hannah. Go ahead, Hannah. No, I'm shutting up. Go ahead.
I was just going to say they actually have like 5 quarterbacks in camp now because they signed Tyler Huntley today. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Snoop. Snoop is in the building too. Exactly. I was about to say though, like Shedeur is on record saying he didn't want Prime to come to practice because he wasn't doing that much. He wasn't getting those many reps. This is the opportunity that he has now to be fully in command of an offense. And this is critical. Like if we see a step up, if he starts getting a 1 step above his reps that he's been getting, if his positional value moves up, it'll be based on how he performs in this preseason game. It may be a blessing in disguise for Shedeur Sanders, who needs to have the football so he can show people what he is and what he can be for this franchise. I think this is a bigger deal than just starting a preseason game for a 5th-round pick. Not because it's Shedeur Sanders, but because we don't know what the 2 guys that are dealing with the hamstrings are either. This is not clear-cut about who the backup will be for all intents and purposes. You would think Kenny Pickett because of the experience, but this is a vital situation that Shedeur has and almost an opportunity for him to move up in that depth chart just by default based on the performance in a week 1 preseason game.
Right. This is job security, right? They're not going to hang on to all of these guys once the season starts.
It's a big deal, man.
It is. Going to be all eyes on him, I tell you. Cowboys and Rams, by the way, they're having a joint practice today in Oxnard, California, and that is where we find our Lindsay theory. She's been all over the place. Lindsay, let's talk about the Rams because they have a concern at quarterback. Matthew Stafford is now seeing a specialist for his back issues. What's the latest? What's going on there?
Hannah, Matthew Stafford has seen that specialist twice for his back issues, and you mentioned it. There is some concern around the Rams almost 3 weeks now into training camp, and Stafford has yet to practice. He will not practice again today in their joint workout against the Cowboys. As you see, he is arriving. He is here, but he will not be throwing the football. It's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo taking those first-team reps, and as we know from covering Sean McVay, he puts a lot of emphasis on the importance of these joint workouts because he does not play starters in the preseason. As for Stafford, McVay has expressed some optimism about the progress there, saying he is progressing. Yesterday during a jog-through, he did work out on the side. As for the details of that workout, Sean McVay said, ask the training staff. Well, the training staff just walked behind me. I asked them. They laughed and said, we absolutely can't tell you how things are going. We have to say officially no comment. But again, there is some optimism. Sean McVay says they want to work him back into football, and hopefully in the near future they will get him back out here. But no firm timeline has been established.
Listen, Lizzie, I know you can break them down. Just hang in there. I know you'll get some more information.
Yeah.
One thing we do know is
I won't stop, Hannah.
Yeah, I know you don't. And neither does Stafford. What a tough guy. We know all of the injuries and things that he's played for throughout the years. Lindsay Theory, thank you for the latest. Still ahead. The Cowboys, they haven't named Richard.
This just in from the NFL. The Browns expected to start Shedeur Sanders at quarterback in their preseason opener against the Panthers, according to Cleveland.com. It's more out of necessity than anything. That's because most of their quarterbacks are hurt right now. Even Sanders has missed some time with a sore shoulder. He's been taking fourth-string reps at training camp, but Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel have hamstring injuries, and Cleveland doesn't want to play 40-year-old Joe Flacco, who is likely going to be their starter when the season begins. So Sanders is reportedly going to get the nod to start on Friday night against Carolina. Let's get Emery Hunt in here. Emery, the first thing I want to ask you is this fair to Shedeur, who has 0 first-team reps to this point?
Is not fair, Chris, and that's a great question, but this is football, and at the end of the day, get what you ask for, get it because you asked for it. You never know when those opportunities are going to come as a football player, and if you're Shedeur Sanders, and if you've been trying to impress enough to where you can, quote-unquote, earn those first-team reps or second-team reps, well, here's a grand opportunity on a national stage to show why you deserve to not only earn those reps, but be really in contention for QB1 at the position. Because if we're going to base this off talent, he's the most talented one in the room, but he has started where his draft slot indicated, although we know that was kind of fickle. But this is a situation where, hey, it may not be the best route for you. It may not have been how you wanted it to arrive, but hey, you're here. Now take full advantage of this opportunity.
The Panthers reportedly are going to play their ones on defense, at least to start this game. So Shedeur Sanders might be facing a defense and a Carolina team that's expected to be much improved this season, that's reportedly had a great camp to this point. What are your expectations for Sanders when he goes out there and gets this start?
What's interesting, Chris, is that we've seen this movie before. If you go back to Sanders' history, right? You go back to his first game in college at Jackson State against Florida A&M, who was ranked at the time, did great in that ball game. You go to his first game at Colorado against a ranked TCU team that everybody expected to beat the doors off Colorado. He threw up 500 yards and 4 touchdowns in a win there in Fort Worth. So I'm expecting Shedeur to realize the gravity of this moment and to play really well, because one, he has to, because that gives credence to everyone else saying, well, see, this is why you win the 5th round. This is why you are this on the depth chart. This is why you shouldn't be a starter in the NFL. He understands the situation, so he has to go out there and play well. And I expect him to go out there and play well, because I've seen him handle these situations like this before at 2 different stops. Carolina will be a good test. Young, improving team, looking to make a statement against the Browns team, against a rookie quarterback. What a way for them to get off to a great start. But I think Shedeur Sanders, based off his history, will more than be ready for this moment.
I know how highly you think of Shedeur Sanders, even though he fell as far as he did. I know you still believe he's one of the top prospects in that entire draft class, and he might eventually show that. But how do you think this actually impacts the race to be the starter and the backup there in Cleveland, with Joe Flacco likely getting that starting nod at least at the start of the season?
You know, that's a great question, Chris, because we've seen Shedeur Sanders outperform Dillon Gabriel in practice, and all that has done is earned him more 3rd and 4th team reps, right? So he could play well in his ball game, and the Browns could still be the Browns and not do what's right by him or right by the team. But I say team last, because here's the thing. If he goes out there and plays well, and we've seen him play well in practice, it won't be long before the team starts saying, hey, This is the guy that needs to be out there. We saw this back in 2012 with Russell Wilson. Remember, they had just signed Matt Flynn to a bunch of money, and next thing you know, Russell Wilson, third-round pick, short guy out of Wisconsin, comes in there, balls out, and makes it undeniable in the preseason games to where the team was like, yo, this is the guy. I don't care we paid this guy this money. He needs to start. So this is why this opportunity for Shedeur, albeit under weird situations and how it came about, it's important for him to go out there and make sure he balls out. He has to have the greatest preseason game in preseason football history to kind of change the perception of these Browns coaches that seem hell-bent on not allowing him to play himself up that depth chart despite doing so in training camp.
Yeah, fourth-team reps he's been getting. No first-team reps, but he's reportedly going to get the start on Friday against the Carolina Panthers ones on defense out of necessity because Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel have hamstring injuries. They went out, they signed Snoop Huntley, Tyler Huntley today because of that lack of depth right now. But the Browns with 3 preseason games to try to figure all this out. And Emory Hunt, a strong believer that Shedeur Sanders is going to go out there and show that he is maybe the best quarterback on this roster this weekend. We have more breaking NFL news. The NFL is suspending Jordan Addison for the first 3 games of the season for violating the league's substance abuse policy. This was expected. He was arrested a year ago, July of 24, on suspicion of DUI after being found asleep in his car near Los Angeles International Airport. He pleaded no contest to a lesser charge. He will miss, if this suspension holds, he will miss games at Chicago, home against the Falcons, and home against the Bengals before being able to make his season debut against the Steelers Week 4 in Ireland.